We're just gonna do it. We're just gonna get this started. Hello! It's been a while. It's been a few minutes. More like a few months. Excuse you. I'm doing a video. What? She's crazy. Anyway, I wanted to share some updates and some new details of my current situation. Now, not only about me, but more so about Peru, because there's a lot that has shifted and changed over the last couple months. So first things first, personally, my braces are off the top. Woo! I still got them on the bottom though, but that's okay. So in November of 2020, the borders actually opened and I was able to book a flight to come back to the States. Now, the hope was to be here for the holidays, to be with my friends and family, to do some fundraising, to share about Camino de Vida and what's happening in Peru and all of that. But as things have kind of shifted, so have my plans for right now. Now, don't worry, I'm still a missionary. I'm still on staff at Camino de Vida. I'm still working towards, what's going on there, but I am currently in Minnesota still. So things are looking a little different. I'm kind of more of a remote worker here as opposed to being a remote worker in country, if that makes sense. My heart so longs to be in Peru, but I feel total peace about being here for right now, especially because our head pastor, Pastor Robert and Karen, they both admonished us and they were like, hey, it might be a good idea to sit tight and stay put for a little bit. One of the reasons being is that Peru, last year we spent over 100 days, 107 days in a strict lockdown, and we're coming around to a year of being in a state of emergency. The difference is now is that there have been some restrictions that have been lifted, and you've been able to go out, and even I experienced that while I was there. I was able to go to a coffee shop here and there. I was able to go to a restaurant, granted with social distancing and masks and all of the above, but now that there has been another surge of COVID cases, and being that the current state of things with the medical system and the number of beds, just there aren't enough beds really. All that to say, and people are in need of oxygen, and people are buying oxygen tanks to save their families. There's just a lot going on. It feels right. I feel at peace to stay here. Basically is what I'm trying to say. I feel at peace to stay here for now, but it's not a stay here for forever. I'm grateful for you guys to be a part of this process and to be a part of, the shifts and changes, as 2020 was wild and 2021 is looking a little crazy too. I'm grateful to have such an incredible group of people behind me and backing me, whether that be monetarily or with prayer. I am so grateful. I've had random people connect with me that I haven't talked to in years, and it just warms my heart to connect with people again. So that's a huge blessing of being here. So what does being in the States look like for me? Like I said, right now I'm in Minnesota. So this is my bedroom. I've been spending a lot of time with my family and with my friends. It's been really good to just kind of take a brief pause and just kind of reflect on last year and kind of project for the next year as much as you can, not knowing what COVID's gonna do, what, the world is just kind of in a big upheaval. It's been a good moment to just kind of figure out, hey, where am I at with the Lord? what's my current assignment? Where am I at with my purpose and all of that? And so I've been really grateful to have a moment to do that. Another really sweet thing personally in my life is that my best friend Anna is getting married, and so I'm the maid of honor, which is kind of freaky because I've never been in a wedding, but she trusts me, I guess. So I'm really grateful to be a part of that. So I'm really excited for that to happen and to be a part of that whole process. But you guys may be wondering, what's next for Camino de Vida? Like, what's next for the church? What's happening in Peru? As it has been for the last 10 months or so, almost a year now, we have been completely online, meaning all weekend services are online, all small groups are online in Zoom calls or whatever. If you're doing a cooking class, or if you're learning about Deuteronomy, or studying a biblical principle, or learning how to use Photoshop, all of those different small groups are online and through CaminoDeVida.com, which is really amazing. Quick side note on that, this last month we learned about this stat that there are 71 new small group leaders that have never set foot in Community Vida. Can you believe that? That over the last year that we haven't even had a service in person, we have 71 new small group leaders, not to mention new people attending, new people coming to the Lord, new people finding salvation, new people finding community strictly online. And so I think it's a really incredible tool to be pushing forward online and to be continuing to be live. That's one of the really cool things that I've noticed about Community Vida is that they really want to drive home the idea that, hey, we're all in this together, which is so true. That as much as we can do pre-recorded, I mean, we try to do as little as we can so that we're all in the same moment together, so that we can maintain that type of connection. Anyway, like I said, all things are online and they will continue to be online. And so I will be continuing to serve online with Community Vida. Guys, the caliber of people that are on the creatives team for Community Vida is just, they're astounding. They're the nicest people, but they do such excellent work. Like they learn and they grow and they are humble about it. They flow, and it's a really incredible strategy, I think, for the church to be relevant, not at the expense of the word, but to use technology as a tool to actually connect with multiple generations, not just, millennials and Gen Zers, but like we've gotten reports of small groups of people in their hundreds, in their 80s and 90s. They call it Edad de Oro, which is like the golden age or the golden years, that there are people finding community that haven't even been able to leave their house over the last year. And so I wanted to share a couple of those details. One of the things that is also going to be shifting this year is that I have stepped back from the Life Missions team. They've been doing some incredible work, just sharing what Community Vida has been doing and having it in English so that it's actually available for supporters like you, for anyone that wants to know more about Community Vida and about missions and about Peru and Latin America. But I am stepping over into another part of Community Vida, which is called Haciendo Iglesia. And Haciendo Iglesia means doing church. Haciendo Iglesia exists to help the growth of the local church. The purpose of its presence isn't to make another Community Vida, isn't to make another, Hillsong España. It's not to make these other mega churches, but it's to grow the local church, to make the local church mega. You know what I mean? Like to help and assist all these churches to be able to be fruitful and to be helpful to their community, to be a safe place for their community to go to, but to also be a place that provides spiritual support, financial support, emotional support in any scenario. That is what the church is. And so the hope of Haciendo Iglesia is to teach and to bring together pastors from around Latin America, from Spain, to these round tables. Before COVID, it would be in person, that there would be these round tables that would happen where pastors would come together and learn from each other, that they would have this pastoral connection and have pastoral covering to be able to continue to grow in what they're wanting to do, and that is to grow their church. I think it's a really incredible opportunity for myself to jump into, and I'm really grateful to have been asked to be part of this team. I am still learning what my role is going to be, especially because COVID and the pandemic and social unrest, and there's been a lot of political unrest in Peru as well. It's kind of brought things to kind of this ambiguity, I think, for in a lot of areas of Community Vida. And I'm sure that's the case in a lot of your lives too, that in work, in your family life, in your social life, that there's just kind of this weird ambiguous thing that you're like, I feel like I should be doing something about it, but I don't really know what it is that I should be doing. All that to say, I'm still learning the process of Haciendo Iglesia, and I'm really excited to jump into it. It's a huge honor for me to be able to be a part of this team, and I'm really grateful to be one little pawn, one little person, one little pusher in the process to help other churches be able to grow and to be able to be healthy. Another really fun thing is that my friend Sarah and I were doing a small group. We've only done one so far, so it's a full season or temporada or whatever you want to call it is 12 weeks, and so it's 12 weeks. Every week is what we decided, I think Tuesday. I hope I got that right. We are doing a small group for girls about our age, between like 24 to 35. We called it Te y Fe, which means tea and faith. And we basically said that we wanted it to be kind of like a pause and reflect moment, that it's a moment to think about, to talk about a verse in the Bible, or to talk about a concept or a character trait of the Lord and reflect on that to think about that over the week and then reflect on that back with each other, but also to find community and to make friends. What's incredible that we have seen is that, okay, First of all, I'm just gonna be honest, I get embarrassed about my Spanish sometimes. And that's a natural thing. You know, like if you're learning a new language, it's pretty difficult most of the time, but as you kind of flow with it and you kind of get some confidence, sometimes you have a few setbacks. I had written a description about it, and some of it just didn't totally make sense. I actually had a friend of mine check it over. She's like, you might want to correct a few things here. Regardless of that, so many of the girls said, like, hey, I was drawn to this group because of the description. Like, I really wanted to have a pause, like a moment to just like think about what the Lord is doing, because I need a moment. I need a break. Mind you, these are all incredible Peruvian women that are going through another wave of a quarantine, that are going through other waves of craziness that's happening in life. It's been a very trying season, and so to be able to come together and provide that, like, I feel like I'm just the doorman to provide that space for them to find community. It's really cool to watch how the Lord has brought all these girls together. So I'm actually really excited for these next couple months. It's really affirming to me and confirming to me that I am doing what the Lord has asked me to do. And I'm so grateful to have people like you continuing on with me, and I'm just excited for what's next. I'm sure there's other updates that I could share too, but this video is getting a little long, so I'll leave it at that. One final thing, this year I am wanting to be more generous. I've asked the Lord for more opportunities to be more generous, and man, has he shown up in the last couple months for that. I want to encourage you to be more generous too. Whether that be to me, I'm totally down if you want to support me, whether that's a one-time, gift, or monthly, or a friend of mine even supported me by giving me this phone and blessing me with this phone. Like, that is an incredible investment too. That's another side note that a lot of missionaries don't have, that's not on their radar to update their phone right away. But in this season of everything being online and everything needing to be, digital, I would highly recommend, if you know a missionary, to throw them a phone, or you could let me know, and if you have a phone that's available, and I can pass it along to a missionary that is in need of one. There's always someone that needs one. I'm just telling you right now. But that's just a little example. Even though a lot of things have been taken from us in 2020, I really encourage you to be generous this year, because generosity really breeds generosity. Gratitude breeds generosity too. And so with that, I'm just gonna say I'm so grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for your presence in my life. I've said it before and I'll say it again, just knowing that there are people that are out there praying for me, whether that be friends or family or acquaintances or complete strangers. I'm blown away by how incredible God has laid out this path of my life to come in contact with people like you. So thank you so much. I so appreciate your support, and I look forward to giving you some more updates a little bit more frequently this time. It's a little bit quite the undertaking. Ciao for now. I'll see you later, and I'll give you more updates as they come. Be sure to check out my website, alanamj.com. If you want to donate to Community Vida, that we always have serve projects going on. People are in need of oxygen tanks, in need of food, in need of, we call them manna packs, which bring food and resources to people that are out in kind of like the more rural areas of Lima and of Peru. And so if you're interested in supporting those types of projects specifically, let me know. You can email me. My email information is in my website. It's on the contact page, alanamj.com. So head over there, follow me on Instagram, I have a Facebook page as well if that works better for you. If you have any other questions, or if you just want to get a cup of coffee, I'm here in Minnesota for a little bit longer. I would love to get coffee with you, even if that's virtual. If you want to do a virtual Zoom call, honey, I am here for you. That was weird. I would love to connect with you. I want to hear your story. I want to share about what Community Vida is doing, and just be connecting more and more. Ciao. Bye, guys.